Hey, my name is Jamie and I recently just finished working on a feature film called Morris Men. I was the first AC, or also known as focus putter, for the film, and I want to share with you what a day in the life of a first AC looks like. So first of all, the night before I go on set, I receive a call sheet from the production manager that details my call time on set and the plan for the day. That's when it's the morning, I would travel down to the production unit where all of the departments get ready for the day, have breakfast, and plan out what will happen on set. Meanwhile, in the camera department, it is my job to go through all of the equipment and make sure that everything is clean, working, and ready to be loaded in the camera van. Before I pack equipment in the van, my priority is the batteries, making sure they're all charged from the night before. The second AC is responsible for charging the batteries on a charging station like this. It is my responsibility to delegate tasks to the second AC, so we both are working efficiently and smoothly. In the camera department, the second AC is essential to my side of the camera department. We work as a team that is technically proficient, so the DP can focus on the shots they need rather than any technical situations. So once I am happy the batteries are charged, I then look at the camera gear to make sure it is working. This is known as gear checks, seeing if the follow focus system is working, that the lenses have no dust, scratches, and are just in general clean. Troubleshooting the camera to make sure there are no camera glitches and that the settings are right for the DP. Once I am happy that the gear is all working, I then mark up the lenses so that the focus system measurements are accurate to the lenses. I then get ready to pack the van with the second AC with all of the gear we will need for the day. Once we are at our location of filming, the first thing I'll do is unload the van and bring out the essential gear first we will need for the day. So for example, the camera, the rigs, lenses, focus putting system and a monitor. A large portion of my time on set is building rigs, making sure that if we need to go from sticks to handheld, or if the DP wants a gimbal or a Steadicam shot, I need to build the cameras in a way that is versatile. Once the camera rigs are built and have batteries inside them, I then load a fresh mag into the camera. A job you don't want to get wrong is formatting cards. To ensure that formatting cards are done smoothly, always keep a note on what footage has been backed up, with a card list that has been ticked off from DIT and yourself. Once I am certain that previous footage on the card is backed up, I'll then format the card and move on to my focus station. Depending on the type of shot, I will need to decide if I'm going to manually or wirelessly focus for the day. Typically, if we're going to go handheld, I'll set up a monitor with a wireless focus splitting system. I'll rig a focus motor on the lens. However, if it's a fast-paced set day, sometimes I won't even have time to set a wireless focus system up, and must do it manually. At some points in the set, as we had little time to sort our gear, I manually pulled focus from the barrel of the lens. Situations like that are great for an AC, as it gets you out of your comfort zone. Rather than relying on a monitor, I had to pull focus purely out of knowing distances and pulling accordingly to how far or close the subject is from the camera. Sort of like going back to the roots of focus pulling, where a first AC's main accessory was just a tape measurer and not a focus pulling system. On the day of shooting, I would discuss with the DP on what lens focal length they would want to start on for the first setup, and what configuration they would want for the camera, for example if they want to go to a higher frame rate or a certain exposure. After I've discussed with the DP myself and the second AC will swing a lens and finish adding any last accessories to the camera. Meanwhile, the second AC is sorting out the camera cart and marking up the slate and that it is correct and ready to be put in front of the lens. Before we go for an actual take, the first AD calls for a rehearsal that gives me an opportunity to practice and see what the focus will be like. A way in preparing a shot which may be complicated in knowing where to focus pull. For example, if an actor is far away from the camera then begins to move closer, the second AC will use gaffer tape and mark down with T markers so the actor knows where their starting and end position is. This makes my life easier as well, so if the actor is say 15 feet away and moves closer and is now 7 feet closer, I know exactly where to pull focus. However, sometimes we don't really have that luxury of having a rehearsal due to timing. We may have to just jump in and go for a take immediately. This can be challenging, but in a way that teaches me to be prepared for any situation and not lose my eyes on the ball. After the DP and director have finished blocking the scene, and once we're about to go for a take, I get the second AC ready to put the slate in front of the camera. Once I've pulled focus to the slate, I tell the second to mark the slate, then action is called, we go for a take, and I focus pull to the actor or subject and begin focus pulling. Throughout the day, myself and the second AC are continuously making sure that the camera department is efficient and is running smoothly. A great analogy a sound operator gave me on how an AC needs to work is a lot like a NASCAR pit crew, fast but efficient, in a way that all of the tyres are screwed on but not sloppy. Last thing you want is the tyre to fall off mid-race. And that is exactly what a camera department needs to be, fast but efficient. After we have got all of the coverage that we needed for the day, me and the second AC de-rig all of our gear and pack the van, ready to head back to the production unit. Once all gear is back in the equipment room, the second puts all of the batteries in charge, while I hand the cards over to the DIT, where they will back up the cards. Some days when we have time, we get an opportunity to look at the rushes, and I get to see what our work was like for the day. Focus pulling to me is great. Not only do I get to physically alter the shots and have the responsibility of keeping the shot sharp, but focus pulling ultimately pulls the attention of the audience and make them focus on a particular subject. You can have a great performance, but if it's not in focus, then it's just unusable. That responsibility can be nerve-wracking though. But as an AC, you need to keep calm and stay focused, no pun intended. So that is what typically happens in a day in the life of a first AC. There are a lot more things that happen on set regarding the work of an assistant camera, but in a nutshell, the camera department are like pit crews. Without the pit crew, you have no race. With no camera crew, you have no film. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you are thinking about becoming an AC, I would say go for it. On this set, I've learned some valuable lessons on being the first AC. I had a great time working on this film, I met some passionate and exciting people, and thanks for watching.